Hello and welcome to our weekly Torah Talk. Our guest today is Rabbi Richard Block, President of the Central Conference of American Rabbis, CCAR, and Senior Rabbi of the Temple Tiferet Israel in Cleveland. Hello, Rabbi, and thank you for being with us. We are reading two parshas this week, Nitzavim-Vayelech from the book of Devarim. They include sayings about unity, about redemption, about the practicality of the Torah, and they describe the transfer of leadership from Moses to Joshua. It begins with this psukim, the one we'd like to talk about. אתם ניצבים היום כולכם לפני אדוני אלוהיכם, ראשיכם, שבטיכם, זקניכם ושוטריכם, כל איש ישראל, טפכם, נשיכם וגרך אשר בקרב מחניך, מחוטב עציך עד שואב ממך. You are all standing this day before the Lord your God, the leaders of your tribes, your elders and your officers, every man of Israel, your young children, your women, and your convert who is within your camp, both your woodcutters and your water drawers. This is all about of God. What is this covenant?
The covenant is a relationship that is said by our tradition to be eternal. Covenant of mutual obligations and expectations and assurances as well. It's a wonderful Torah portion, and of course it comes so soon before the High Holy Days that it resonates with the themes of the holidays as well. In fact, in many Reformed congregations we read from Nitzavim on Yom Kippur because it describes an aspiration to community, of entering a relationship with God that is eternal and unbreakable, even if it is occasionally or regularly suffused with mutual disappointment and the failure to meet expectations. But as Jews gather on the High Holy Days, we see a vision of a community that gathers with all of its rich diversity, the observant and the non-observant, the high and mighty and the ordinary and the struggling, and we come together as one in service of a tradition and a sense of the desire to connect with each other and to be part of something larger and more important and more enduring than our own individual selves.
And we include even the woodcutters and the water drawers, according to this parsha.
And of course, it says in the Talmud that it is not one's profession that gives one's value. We come to discover in each other the vision of God in which we're created. And of course, we have the sense of community goes beyond simply the physical community that's gathered there. We think also of the Jewish people in the course of time, the covenant being re-entered not just with those who are there, but those who are not there.
Right.
The tradition says that every Jew, whoever was and ever will be, their souls were present at Mount Sinai.
Yeah, let me just read the pasuk. But not only with you I am making this covenant and this oath, but with those standing here with us today before the Lord our God, and with those who are not here with us this day, namely future generations.
And of course there are those who are unable to be present for other reasons of difficulty and pain in their life, and we think about all that we need to do so that our Jewish community and our synagogue communities can be as inclusive and participatory as possible. Ultimately, the High Holy Days are about reaffirming God's sovereignty and reaffirming our role in the covenant. But when we think about the implication that we are engaging in a ritual and in a sense of connection that Jews have done for hundreds of generations and hopefully will do for thousands of generations yet to come, we realize that we're a part of something enduring, something significant, and something that gives our fleeting, sometimes lonely and confused lives deeper meaning and richness.
Right. When Moses gives the people the reason for which they will enter this covenant with God, the reasoning is somewhat strange. He tells them, "For you know how we dwelled in the land of Egypt, and how we passed among the nations through which you passed." Is this a reason to enter a covenant with God?
I think what Moses is trying to say is that the people throughout their experience have had a purposeful direction and have been enabled to face the dangers that they were facing because they were, in some sense, protected or cared for by God, by providence. We're not as clear, perhaps, today in our assurance of that, but we do know that the Jewish people have endured and have survived, and in some sense, the greatest miracle of Jewish existence is its continuity. The fact that we're still here to affirm and to celebrate and to try to become partners with God and with each other in the work of Tikkun Olam B'Malchut Shaddai. We have a mission, we have a task that we're given, and to the extent that we've fallen short of our potential in that respect, the High Holidays gives a chance to return, as the portion says, to engage in teshuvah and to try, as we go forward, to enhance our lives with more meaning by being a part of that great drama.
Let me conclude by ask you about something else in this parsha. I mentioned earlier that in this parsha there is the time in which Moses transferred the leadership to Joshua, and it always strikes me how unceremonial this whole business is. There's nothing to it. He just gives him the power and then walks away.
Well, there's something so powerful about the narrative in which is so understated. The poignancy of this is so powerful. Moses, who has devoted his entire adult life to this people and suffered and experienced and sacrificed so much, is not going to experience the one heartfelt aspiration for which he's been striving all of these years. And he passes over this authority in, as you put it, a very unceremonial way. There's something heartbreaking about it. And yet, there's something I think tremendously inspiring about it in this respect, that if even the great Moses was unable to achieve everything he set out for himself in his lifetime, then we can forgive ourselves on our inability to accomplish everything that we hope to do. We can just do the best we can, use our time in the most worthy way we can, and when the time comes, with good grace and humility, turn the work over to someone else, realizing, Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, but neither are we free to desist from it.
Rabbi, thank you for being with us. Shabbat Shalom, and at this time of year, I think it's proper to say Shana Tova as well.
Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova u'Metuka.